Greetings, friends, from a humble soul who once knew the sting of failure. In the spring of my 23rd year, I stood amidst the wreckage of a store I could not save, bankrupt, with debts piling high, and my dreams scattered like leaves in the wind. Yet from those ashes I rose to lead a nation through its darkest hour. Stay with me now, and I shall reveal 6 lessons from my trials, lessons to help you turn your own failures into triumphs. These are not mere tales of old, but guideposts for your journey, forged in the fire of adversity. My life was no straight path. I lost businesses, elections, and even my spirit at times, yet each fall taught me to rise again. Today I offer you 6 truths I learned. Truths to embrace setbacks, persist through rejection, learn from criticism, build a support network, reframe failure as opportunity, and maintain faith in the future. Whether you face a lost venture, a harsh word, or a weary heart, these lessons shall light your way. If this counsel stirs your soul, subscribe, and let us walk this path together. More wisdom awaits in weeks to come. Let us begin. My first lesson, friends, is to embrace setbacks as teachers. In that bleak spring of 1832, when my store failed, I was left with naught but debt. Yet in that ruin, I found a new calling, law. I borrowed books by candlelight and turned my loss into learning. Failure, I discovered, is a stern but wise instructor. This principle holds that every fall imparts wisdom. In your day, if a job slips away, use the time to gain a new skill. Or if a venture falters, study why and grow stronger. I once met a man who, after a failed harvest, learned to farm anew and prospered. Another turned a bad review into a better craft. What failure taught you a valuable lesson? Share it below, and let us learn from one another. As I found strength in study, so too can you rise from your setbacks. My second lesson is to persist through rejection. In 1838, I sought a congressional seat and fell short. 8 times I faced defeat before victory smiled upon me. Each no stung, yet I pressed on, believing the next step would lead me home. Rejection, I learned, is but a detour, not the end. This principle teaches resilience. If a job denies you, apply again with renewed effort. If a proposal fails, refine it and try once more. I recall a young merchant who, after losing a deal, rebuilt his trade with grit. Another artist pushed past a critic's scorn to create a masterpiece. How have you persisted through rejection? Speak of it in the comments and let us draw courage together. As I endured, so may you find your path through steadfastness. My third lesson is to learn from criticism. In 1858, I faced Stephen Douglas in debates, his words sharp as a blade. He called me unfit, yet I listened, weighed his points, and grew wiser. Criticism, I found, is a mirror to our flaws if we dare to look. This principle urges you to use feedback. If a boss critiques your work, refine your skill. If a customer faults your product, improve it. I once knew a baker who, after a sour review, perfected his recipe. Another speaker chided for haste, slowed his pace, and won applause. What criticism helped you grow? Share below, and let us turn harsh words into stepping stones. As I did with Douglas, so can you transform critique into progress. My fourth lesson is to build a support network. In the weary days of my 1860 campaign, friends lifted me when doubt crept in. They shared bread, counsel, and hope, reminding me I was not alone. A network, I learned, is a lifeline in dark times. This principle bids you lean on others. Seek a mentor's advice when a plan fails. Join a group to share your burdens. I recall a widow who, after losing her shop, found strength in her church. Another man, jobless, rallied with kin to start anew. Who has supported you in failure? Tell us below, and let us celebrate those who stand by us. As my friends did for me, so may yours uphold you. My fifth lesson is to reframe failure as opportunity. In 1858, I lost the Senate race to Douglas. Yet that defeat sharpened my voice for the 1860 presidency. What seemed an end opened a new door. Failure, I found, is often a disguised beginning. This principle teaches you to see new paths. Turn a failed venture into a fresh business. Pivot a career after a layoff. I once met a tailor who, after a shop's collapse, started a thriving delivery service. Another, after a broken engagement, found his true calling. What opportunity did failure bring you? Share your story below, and let us uncover the gifts in our falls. As I rose from 1858, so may you find your next step. My sixth lesson is to maintain faith in the future. In 1864, with war raging and losses mounting, I stood for re-election, trusting better days would come. That faith, though tested, carried us through. Hope, I learned, is the heartbeat of recovery. This principle bids you hold fast to tomorrow. Stay positive during a financial struggle. I knew after a heartbreak. I knew a farmer who, after a drought, planted with hope and reaped abundance. Another, after a lost race, trained for the next with unwavering belief. How do you keep faith after a fall? Speak of it below and let us inspire one another. As I trusted in our nation's dawn, so may you believe in yours. And so, my friends, we have walked through 6 lessons. Embrace setbacks as teachers. Persist through rejection. Learn from criticism. Build a support network. Reframe failure as opportunity. And maintain faith in the future. From the ruins of my store to the trials of war, these truths lifted me, and they can lift you. Recall the law books I studied, the debates I endured, the friends who stood by, the losses that led to victory, and the hope that guided us home. These are your tools now. I have shared what my heart and hands learned through toil. Take these lessons, apply them, and watch your spirit rise. If this counsel has moved you, subscribe to join me next week for Lincoln's Money-Saving Tips, a guide to thrift from my pioneer days. Like this video if it lights your path, and in the comments, tell me which lesson will you carry forward. Together, let us build a legacy of resilience. Farewell for now, and may Providence guide your steps.